COVID has put nearly 500,000 UK people in hospital so far. Most survive, but the disease doesn't relinquish its grip just because they've been discharged. Ambulance driver Nigel's been nicknamed the Miracle Man by his doctors after nearly dying from the disease last summer.
3 cheers for Nigel! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray!
Leaving hospital was a high point, but months later, he's still suffering.
Can't walk very far, but I do my best. Upper body strength, where I used to have that, I haven't got that anymore.
You tire easy, don't you?
I tire,
Have an
yeah.
afternoon nap.
Yeah,
You've got your stomach problem.
yeah, ulcerative colitis.
Yeah, the mental health PTSD side of it.
Yeah,
Mood swings.
yeah. I wouldn't have blamed Lisa if she walked away, to be honest, sometimes how I've been. I've sat there sometimes and I've just started crying. Early in the early days, I've done it all the time. Nowadays, I have moments when I do that.
When you read people go, oh yeah, but I've, my nose keeps running. The things that people put, that's not COVID. I don't mean that to sound horrid. This is COVID, the mental health side of it, the oxygen, how your life is totally turned upside down.
If we look at the lung, you can see it's black. So we're looking here, and that's just because most of the lung is air. However, in COVID, you have extensive damage of the lung, and you can see there's a lot of white patchiness here spread throughout it. And so these are profoundly abnormal lungs.
This increasingly common long-term damage is why Cambridge researchers are launching a new UK-wide drugs trial.
The concern is that we don't know how many patients are going to be coming into the hospital with complications of COVID really yet. We have some indications that it's not a small number, but we don't have clarity in that. So we need to be prepared, and part of the importance of trials is that at the moment we have no treatments for that chronic phase of the disease. So we need to have trials in place that are able to adapt and change depending on the information that changes.
Hi Charlotte, how are you? They'll be recruiting discharged patients to try 2 common drugs.
The apixaban drug is a clot-busting drug, and we know that people who have coronavirus infection are at increased risk of getting blood clots in their lungs and their legs. So it's to try and target that in the post-hospital phase. And then atorvastatin is a cholesterol-lowering drug. One of the really important things about these 2 particular drugs is they're relatively cheap, they're easy to take because they're tablets, and they're widely available.
A large study found that for every 10 people discharged from hospital after COVID, within 6 months, 3 will be readmitted and 1 will die. Finding treatments to cut those numbers could change thousands of lives.
There needs to be support groups.
Yeah,
Definitely support groups.
It's something that I would really like to take on myself. If I could help people on post-COVID with what I've been through and they ever wanted to speak to me, I would happily help them.